Do you wake up in the morning and the first thought you have is, I can't possibly do another day like this? I can't possibly go to this job or business that literally feels like it is sucking the soul out of my body. I can't continue down this same journey path that I've been on, and it is leaving me feeling so empty and so stuck and burnt out and exhausted. And I don't even know where to begin, maybe. Maybe you're feeling so stuck you just don't even know where to start. And you are successful. You're a successful businesswoman, or you're on a beautiful career path and journey, the one that you dreamt for yourself that you thought was going to be everything, and you got there and you thought, I don't even know how the hell I got here. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't enjoy it. I don't feel connected to it. And how did I get here? How did I get here? And maybe defeated and anxious, stressed, maybe even guilty, because you spent all this time and energy achieving this place to get there, and then I don't even know. I don't know how to juggle all these things in the face of not feeling connected to my career path and my job and my business. And if this is you, then I'm Jen, and I'm the founder and owner of Laughing Lotus Wellness, and I'm a purpose coach and expert. And what I do is work with people just like you who are really struggling to reconnect to that fire in their belly for their work, for their career path, for their life. And in some ways, maybe COVID has even ramped that up for you. Like it's an extra bonus mirror of reflection of how not okay things actually really feel in your life. For many people, they're finding that this is like a gigantic mirror, and that COVID has really only informed us of how not okay things were. And so what I do is I work with people like you to gain clarity. We come together and we take a look at how can we reignite and reconnect you to your purpose and success. And whether that means we stay where you are and we figure out a way to do that, or it means we might have to shift gears and change lanes for you, that's what our work helps you do, is figure all of that out. So one of the things I know, I have 15,000 plus hours across the couch from people providing psychotherapy as a clinical social worker. And an area that I really worked with people in that I think is so important on this journey is exploration and adopting an attitude of curiosity. And the way that I explain the idea of explore for the month is it stands for expanding the extrasensory perception, leading onward to reawakened experiences. It's a mouthful. I'm going to say it one more time. Expanding the extrasensory perception, leading onward to reawakened experiences. So explore. How does that fit? So in terms of purpose and feeling our ability to live into our potential, one of the greatest skills we have as humans is to be able to explore, to adopt an attitude of curiosity. What that buys us is objectivity. So I really want to be able to step into my experiences, my stories, my work, my career, my business, relationships, honestly, all things, okay? And if I adopt this idea of being an explorer, right? And so if I go explore, my husband and I love to hike, we like to cave, we like to go do these kind of wacky things, right? And so we have gear to do that. We like get our backpacks and our headlamps, whatever it is that we're gonna go do, and bottles of water, and we get ready to go in and observe the beauty of nature. Okay, we walk around corners that we can't quite see, right? So we're adopting this idea of taking information in as we go. We don't know what's going to be down the trail. We don't know what's going to be up and over the hill, right? Or just around that little turn in the bend in the cave, right off to the right-hand side. We're not quite sure what to expect. And yet we adopted this idea of observation objectivity to allow an experience to unfold for us. And we're not attached to the outcome. I'm not attached only that I'm going to go do this activity. I might have a timeline I have to be done by, but that's really the only attachment I have to it, only to go and observe. And if we explore our lives this way, and we use all of our perceptions accessible to us, what we're doing is developing this incredible awareness to be like beacons of awareness for ourselves, like barometers. And so what happens is as things unfold, if I learn how to explore with my mind, if I take a look at it and I don't get myself tied into my emotions right away, I don't get tied into my mind right away. And so if I can use my senses, if I can learn to use my senses and I can learn to use my emotion and I can learn to tap into the layers of my soul, I'm showing up when I explore in a different mindset. And what it really invites in is that objectivity. Meditation is one of the greatest ways we do this. And so it's a huge tool that I always recommend people begin to tap into, because meditation allows us to respond but not react. So I don't know if you ever find yourself reacting to something really quickly when you're really upset and engaged, and I call it activated, which just means you're really emotional. When we begin doing that, typically when we react to things, it's not necessarily a mindful decision. The distance in objectivity and exploring things from the outside in gives us more time to understand where we're sitting and to decide how we want to respond. That's totally different than just having this visceral reaction where something might come out of my face, right? I might make a really impulsive decision. I might get extra angry. There's this idea that when we are exploring our experiences and what's happening around us, with a little bit of that objectivity, we give ourselves the space to decide what to do with it. It is a gigantic life skill. So where does that play out for exploration and exploring our journeys, and how are we going to do that? So I like the idea of staying curious. I think curiosity is one of our greatest gifts. If I adopt the attitude of curiosity as I hike or I do my life, right, I'm looking at it from the outside in a little bit. I just invite the information without judging it, without preparing the solution of it. I'm just showing up as an observer. So I really invite that curiosity. Noticing as we improve that capacity to step back a little bit, what shows up in your life? Are great things coming in? Are more challenges coming in, right? We begin to want to watch for those themes and patterns of things that are unfolding for us. And it's easier to do that with that disconnect, that little bit of distance. And so I invite you to do that. And sensing for yourself the magnetism into things, right? So the more aware I get of watching what's happening, the more I explore that capacity in my life, the more I also figure out how I want to show up, where I'm being drawn. Where you're being drawn is almost always completely connected to your purpose and your potential. Okay, that's where it becomes money, is if I'm self-aware and I'm just observing and I'm super curious and I feel either repelled or pulled in, the things where we're being called are pulling us in. And so that's where this becomes a super powerful tool. And so just envisioning this space to explore and allowing that distance for ourselves, our emotions and our bodies and the things that are happening here, to use these as tools, because they are super informative and we just want to be able to listen. And if I'm always engaged and I'm always doing, and I don't ever take the time to explore and sit and observe and in curiosity, I'm not listening to all of this incredible information I might be carrying around in my body. So that is really where we're going to be going this month, is how can I start to really pay attention to how I am showing up. I'm going to explore how I show up to my work, my relationships, people around me, situations, experiences I've had, my stories. I begin to explore that with that new set of eyes. And so again, we're going to think about expanding that extrasensory perception, leading onward to reawaken experiences. And I invite you to adopt this knowledge for the month. This next little bit of time, let's explore. Let's develop that sense of curiosity and objectivity and allowing things to be out here so that we can decide to respond rather than react. It's a huge, huge tool in your journey. And I hope that will help you circle back to feeling like you can live more to that potential and purpose. And if you're interested in doing deeper work in this, I invite you to sign up for my free Reignite Your Fire on Your Path to Purpose strategy call, where we sit together and talk through where you're sitting, where you'd like to go, and I support your journey and figuring out what that looks like, getting clear on the path to getting back to that purpose for you. And so if you're interested in that, please reach out and let me know. I would love to walk you through that journey on reigniting your path to purpose.